Hey there, I'm Gerardo. I'm the founder of Chartnote, and today we're gonna do a onboarding tutorial for Chartnote Teams. This might take about 10 to 15 minutes, and we're gonna go through a comprehensive guide. If you want to skip some section, feel free to do. First, we're gonna go through creating an account, then accepting the invitation from your team. We're gonna do some initial setup on your browser. We're gonna review dictation, then dictating user the mobile app, inserting snippets and templates. We'll review how to create new snippets and discover snippets from the community. And then we'll go over some extension preferences. So let's get started. So the first thing is, if you don't have an account, go to chartnote.com, and here you want to go to click this button, sign up for free. Go ahead and use your company email unless otherwise instructed. So here I'm gonna make up a user. Let's see, Sarah. I'm gonna repeat here. Go ahead and complete this section. Okay, so here you can ignore this. Go ahead and close this and skip this for now. Now, if you go to your email, you should have received something like this. It's an invitation to join the team. So open the email and click accept invitation. Now, if for some reason you don't have an account yet, you will see an error. So you'll have to, or if you're not logged in, so make sure you're logged in and you have an account. So accept the invitation, click accept, continue. So now you're part of the team, you accept an invitation. One thing you want to make sure is that you're in the team environment and not the personal environment. If you're in the personal environment, this is a free account. It has limited usage of Chartnote, so make sure you're always on your team environment. Let's see. Okay, let's do the initial setup of the extension. So let's go ahead and open your EHR. The extension is located on the right upper corner of the browser. You see this jigsaw puzzle piece icon. So you can see extensions. So you click on it, and you should already have the Chartnote extension installed. If not, you can ask your admin to do so. But what I want to do here is to pin it to the browser. So to do that, I'm gonna click here and then click on show in toolbar. Excellent. So now we have the extension saved here for easy access. So the next step is to log in. Go ahead and enter your credentials. You are now in the extension, and this is the home view of the extensions. The next step is to turn on the microphone. So you want to do that by clicking this icon, and you will see the dictation bar appearing in the right lower corner of your browser. Now, it's always a good idea to use a microphone to dictate. I like using a USB gooseneck microphone. In hospital, you can use any kind of USB. Right now I'm using this microphone, but it can be a handheld microphone. It can also be your mobile device, and we'll look into that in a minute. So if you click outside anywhere in your browser, it will close extension. So let's do that. And to turn on the microphone, you simply click on this button. It will turn red. And then to start dictating, make sure you select the text field where the text is gonna go. So the first time you use on your browser, you're gonna see this message. It's gonna ask if you wanna allow the browser to use a microphone. So you're gonna click allow. And like I said, make sure you click where the text is gonna go. Otherwise, if you're not inside the text and you're outside a text box, you're gonna see this error message you're gonna see in a second. So just place a cursor in a text box. So let's go ahead and... This is a 55-year-old female with history of diabetes and hypertension, presents to ED complaining of chest pain and shortness of breath, period. Next line. In the ED, her vitals were normal, period. Labs showing elevated troponin, comma, EKG without any evidence of acute ischemia, period. Next paragraph. She was given aspirin, period. So if you want to turn off the microphone, go back and click on this button. As you can see, when you dictate, you speak naturally. It's better to use full sentences instead of single words. You get better accuracy. And then you can use commas, periods, and commands like next line or next paragraph, as you saw. Now in the comment section, I'm gonna add a link to all the voice commands you can use with Chartnote. Here's a tip to turn on and turn off the microphone without needing to use the mouse and clicking on the button. So there is a shortcut and it's gonna be Control-Shift-Down arrow. That will turn on the microphone and you can start dictating. And to turn it off, you hit Control-Shift-Down arrow and it will turn it off. You see these lines when transcription didn't catch your word, it's gonna show a blank space that you can modify. Okay, let's move on. Now, if you wanted to use your mobile device as a microphone, what you want to do is click on this QR code button. It's going to show you a QR code like this. Then you're going to open Chartnote on your mobile device. And if you need to download the app, just use any of these links, or in the comments I'll also add the links. And let me show you the phone view. Give me a second. Okay, here's the phone. Go ahead and... So here's the app on your phone. Go ahead and open it, log in, and go to mobile mic. After that, you're gonna click link with Chrome extension, and it's gonna turn on the camera. So what you wanna do is point at the QR code, and it's gonna link. So now your phone is linked to your device. And then next thing is select the field where you want your text to go, press on the microphone, and start dictating. It's a good idea to always have the microphone close to your mouth, 6 inches apart, so you have a better accuracy. And turn it off, just press back on the button. So now we're gonna review the use of snippets and templates. So let's go ahead and open the extension, and I'm gonna type a keyword here. I'm gonna search for a template called ED templates, and I believe it's this one. So when I click here, it's gonna insert the template wherever your cursor was before you open the extension. So if you don't see it inserted into the EHR, probably your cursor was selecting something else. So just try it again and make sure you're selecting that text box. Let me get rid of this. So here you can just using your mouse and keyboard start typing, or you can start dictating. And cool thing about using these placeholders in your templates is that you can navigate using voice. For example, if I turn on the microphone, and I'm gonna turn on the microphone using a keyboard shortcut, which is Control-Shift-Down arrow, and then I'm gonna say next field. This is a 55-year-old female with history of diabetes, presents with chest pain, period. So another way to insert snippets is by typing. You always want to start with the @ symbol, and then you're going to type the abbreviation of the snippet. So for this, you have to remember the exact abbreviation. Otherwise, go ahead and open the extension to search for it. So this one, it's ROS-full. And then after that, you're gonna hit tab on your keyboard, and that's gonna expand the extension. And this is a plain text. We have other types of more complex snippets we're gonna review in a second. Now, if you don't remember the extension and you type it wrong, so if I type ROS, it's gonna show you this error saying snippet not found. So let's keep going with the note. Let me just dictate really quick. Metformin, 1000 milligrams. Okay, here in the physical exam, I'm going to insert a snippet that is a little bit more complex. So it's and as you see, this more advanced has more options. You can have drop-down menus. You can have optionals to enable or disable content in the snippet. You can type. There are other fields where you can input text. We'll review that in a second. But after you're done editing, you just click insert, and it's going to insert that snippet into your note. If you want to create your own snippet, you can click here in the extension and click this button, library, and it will open the library. If you were on the Chartnote website, you simply click here in library and it will take you to the same place. So here you have the Chartnote library. By default, you have over 1,000 snippets in your account. You have a community library, and there are thousands of snippets from the community at Chartnote, and you can import those snippets to your own library. This is where your library is, and then here are the snippets that team members can share with you. So for now, we're gonna click here in my library, click create snippet, and we're gonna create a snippet for pain assessment. So pain assessment, we're gonna call it ED pain. You can insert snippets using voice command. So I'm gonna call this pain assessment. And these are optional. So voice command, the category, you can select emergency medicine. You can select which part of the section it goes. You can share with the community. You can disable this if you want. And then here, I'm gonna create a simple snippet. I'm gonna put an input field, a short one. And then I'm gonna add a drop-down menu. I'm gonna put the options here. I'm gonna select them and click drop down, and it's gonna automatically put the options here. You can always add another one. So now you have 3 options. I'm gonna add a section with a placeholder, and you can add an empty placeholder, or if you select the text, it will encapsulate that text. Now I'm gonna create text area. So it's basically the same as simple text input, but it's a little bit bigger. So let's try the text area. I'm gonna use this date and time, and this one, it will insert the today's date, or when you're creating the note. You can select the format, and you can actually use a time wizard to add or subtract days or hours. So in this case, I'm gonna format so it shows yesterday's date. Let's see. Now let's do optionals. So let's see. So select the word or the text and click optional. Same here. If you double click on the optional, it will disable, or click back, it will enable it. And when you're using your note, if you disable it, then the final text won't include that piece of text. Now the last example here, I'm gonna put drop-down menu where you can select multiple options. So, and I'm gonna click here. So when you're creating that out, same thing. To select multiple options, just hold down Control and then click on your selections, and it will include all of them once you insert it in your note. So now let's save and exit. I will remind you not to include any protected health information or personal information, especially if you're sharing with the community. So now let's try it out. Let's see, this is ED pain. Let's go to the note and let's type at ED pain tab and slash location, lower abdomen. Let's say stabbing, severity, what duration, started, and you see the yesterday's date. Optionals, let's disable breathing, and let's press Control and select this too. So I'm going to insert it. And now you have the plain text, the snippet with the plain text. Now going back to the snippet library, you have several options here. You can share, for example, with other team members. This is a sample account, so it doesn't have any team members. You can go to the community or Chartnote libraries, and you can search for snippet review, and then if you like them, either click here or here to import it to your library. It will ask you if you want to change that title or the abbreviation, so maybe you want to put your initials or something that make you remember my happy plan. Import, and you can edit, and you can just put plain text or any of these options. Let's save it, and then let's go back to the note and see if we can insert this my happy plan, and it will insert that. So finally, we're going to review some preferences on your extension that you can edit. So let's go back to the extension, click on this gear icon and go to preferences. If for some reason you want to disable the snippet expansion, you can turn it off here. You saw how I insert the snippet using the add symbol and then hitting tab. So you can change that here. You can use a period and then maybe space to expand the snippet. You can change the position of the microphone bar. You don't need to save anything in auto saves. If you click reset, it's going to go back to the default. Some other options you have here, it's speech model. If you don't have a perfect American English accent, you can try some of these options. If you're different specialty and you have some fancy lingo or acronyms or medications you use, you can select one of these options. And last thing is keyboard shortcuts. I showed you before how to turn on and off the microphone, but here if you go to keyboard shortcuts, you're gonna see these options. So to activate the extension, you click Shift Command period. So let me show you. I will show you extension. But if you want to change it, what you want to do is click and then you type the shortcut. So hold the keys on your keyboard that you want to use. So let's say I want to use Shift M, or let's see, let's try another one. Control M. And now if I try it, it's gonna open and close extension. Same thing to turn the microphone on and off. By default is Shift Control down arrow, but maybe use one Control N. Anyway, you can play with whatever your preference is. And that's about it. Thank you so much for your time. And if you have any questions, we have a help desk with more information at help.chartnote.com. You can always submit a ticket. You don't need to create an account. Just click here, submit a ticket, and we'll get back to you as soon as we can. Or you can just search the knowledge base with different helpful articles. Take care.